look up at her and I go, I have an alternative plan. And I said, but you're going to have to be ready to say no initially and then grow into it. And then I said, let's keep going for 2 more days of sailing.
And I'm the kind of person who sometimes just likes to rip the Band-Aid off and just get it done.
You surprised me. You only gave me the grimace for about 30 seconds and then you were like, oh, okay, let's do it. And I was like, double take.
Sometimes if I know it's something that we have to do and it's going to be a little painful, I just like to get it done because that means I don't have to worry about it. I can just move on.
And the good thing was is that then we had all of our newfound sailing friends back us up that we made the right choice.
Exactly.
Meet LabMariner, our home in the water, and her crew. Anubis, the huntress. Jim, the captain. Mocha, the camera dog. Nuala, the greeter. And Stephanie, the cruise director. We woke up early and left Solomon's Island just as the sun was rising because we had a long sail ahead of us.
We were coming out of the Patuxent from Solomon's this morning and we had to come upwind and we were hauling. We were hitting our reefing limits, but was able to come around the point and start running downwind. So our apparent wind has dropped a good deal and we're back in the limit. It's been a wonderful sail. We're going up to 9.5 and maybe even 10 knots right now. So it's a very fast sail today.
And we are following the wave.
We have everything going for us. We've got the wind at our port quarter, 17 apparent. We're going 8.5 knots right now and it's just dialed in. We're enjoying it.
We passed 3 lighthouses on our sail down the Chesapeake: Point, No Point Lighthouse, Smith Point Lighthouse, and Wolf Trap Lighthouse.
You getting all course all plotted in?
Trying to.
It was a long sail, and after the waves finally calmed down, we were able to get all 3 dogs onto their relief station, and all 3 dogs were successful. We had initially planned on stopping at Fort Monroe to wait for a weather window, but after Jim ran the weather predictions, we decided to make this a much longer sail and sail all the way to Beaufort, North Carolina. So it was very important that we were able to get the dogs out at this time. We headed for the eastern Virginia shoreline and passed through a deep draft anchorage for cargo ships about 3 nautical miles west of Cape Charles.
Sailing vessel LabMariner from the Buck. We're the ship, we're turning the port here right off the beam right now. Where are you going?
As we pass over the Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel, it signals an end to 2 years exploring the endless coves, creeks, and anchorages of the Chesapeake, and a beginning to new adventures coastal sailing in the Atlantic Ocean. No longer are we novice sailors struggling to raise our mainsail or to drop our anchor in the right location. We are now ready to taste life to the utmost, to reach out eagerly and without fear for a newer and richer experience.
So here's an update. We left Solomon's Islands early this morning at about 6 a.m. Actually, it was so early we had to wait for the light to come out.
We were hanging out on the fuel dock because we wanted to make a quick getaway.
We were trying to make a run from Solomon's all the way down to Fort Monroe before it got dark. It's about 5 right now, and we've decided that we're not going to stop at Fort Monroe.
You had ran the predictions.
Yeah.
It looked like today would be a perfect day, well, it'll be tomorrow, to pass Cape Hatteras.
We have such good weather and we're sailing along so well right now. The prognosis was we go now and we'll probably not even see many waves around Hatteras. It's going to be that nice. It's our first time to go around Hatteras without a hired captain.
Yeah.
We are now just passing through the, what?
Chesapeake Bay Tunnel.
Right. So we have about 9 hours that we've already sailed. We've got about another 48 down to Beaufort, and it looks like it's going to be a really nice, easy sail. This is a lot of firsts for us on this sail, so we'll see how well we feel at the very end, because I have a feeling we both are going to expend a little bit of extra nervous energy as we're doing a few things we haven't done before on a longer sail. I'm most worried about just making sure that the dogs are comfortable all the way along.
The dogs were out with us all day, and we just put them in the salon area to keep them safe and out of trouble as it gets dark, because it's going to get dark in just a short period of time.
We pass by Virginia Beach as the sun is going down, and after enjoying a lovely sunset, I settle in for my first night shift. The moon is waning, so there will be a little light to see by tonight. Night shift number 1.
Oh, hello, I have the red light on so you can see me.
Not only is it my first overnight sail of the season, it is our first overnight sail with the dogs ever. So it's a pretty big sail for us. We just left the Chesapeake a few hours ago, and I'm going to show you, in case you have never done a night sail before, what it is like doing a night sail. So I'm going to turn our red light off so you can see what I'm seeing. So one thing you can see pretty easily is how fast our engines are going. Right now we're motor sailing, so we have the sails up and we also are running the motor. Right now you can see that we're at about 1.8 RPM on our motor. We're only running one of our two motors. And this is what we sail by, which is our chart plotter. This is pretty much what we're using entirely to sail by. You can see that there are a number of ships that are ahead of us. You can also see the depth. You can see our speed over ground, which is 5.7 knots. You can also see where the wind is coming from and what the speed of the wind is, which is right now 7.6, and it's coming here from this direction. And you can also see AIS. These are the targets, and these are the targets that are also showing up as the ships that we're seeing in front of us on our chart plotter. And you can also see that we have a track set, and you can see our compass. So what can you see outside? If you look, you may be able to see some lights off to the distance because we're pretty near Virginia Beach. Behind the seat, I can see the moon. And going towards the front of the boat, start picking up a little something. I can see, which you may not be able to see, our navigation lights. We have a red and a green. You can actually see the green slightly. If you look into the distance, you may see two little lights that are flashing, and those are actually two of the ships that are in front of us. I think you may be able to catch a third. And if you look above, you will see a light, and it's projecting off the sail, and this is actually our steaming light, and that is pretty much all I see. So it's just dark, dark, dark.
Night shift number 2.
And I'm on my second shift of 3 hours. Since we hadn't gotten any sleep the day before, we just decided to have pretty short hours. I got up here and I did my exercises. I like to do about 10 minutes of exercises just to wake me up, and I do that every hour for the 3 hours that I'm up here. I started off with 2 sets of 20 bicep curls, 2 sets of 25 tricep curls, 2 sets of 30 lunges, 2 sets of 30 squats, and 2 sets of 25 calf raises. And I have a feeling that after doing 6 of these, I'm going to be a little sore. This is what I woke up to. As you can see from the chart plotter, we still have those 4 boats in front of us. This time they've moved a little bit as far as their configuration. I'm going to bring this out a little bit, and you'll see that we are going along outer banks. Stay tuned, and I will let you know about my next shift, which should be when the sun's coming up.
Night shift number 3. My third and final night shift of the day included a sunrise, and as you can see, the sunrise was pretty fabulous. We find that even after a night cruising on the water, the LabMariners' habits haven't changed, and they still wake us up at sunrise expecting to be fed. And as you can see, they get to enjoy some pretty amazing sunrises during their relief time.
So how did your first night sail this season go?
It was nice. It was very mellow. It was
Yes.
almost like glass. So,
And it was nice that we had the full moon because you could actually look out and see just how glassy it was.
and we had fellow 4 boaters all planning up. We were all within a half a nautical mile from one another.
And you've gotten even less sleep than I've gotten because you were busy making sure our route was good.
Yeah, I'm just sharpening my skills. It was such an easy night. It's worthwhile sharpening our skills now. And it's also been very easy because it's been so mellow that the dogs have been able to relieve themselves both morning and evening out on the trampoline.
Howdy guys. How are you doing on your day 2 of our voyage? Are you sleepy already? We're sleeping with Daddy. I know you never get to sleep with Daddy, but he'd let you sleep because he was sleeping home by himself while I was doing my watch. Couple of fishing boats cruising past our slow sailboat. They're flying past us. We're passing the shoals around Cape Hatteras.
Yes.
How's it look?
2 nautical miles from the government marker where you're safe away from the shoals. Sand at the Hatteras moves so much that they don't even update the maps anymore. They just say this area, just stay away from.
And our Hatteras passing has been quite easy so far, so I think you've timed the weather perfectly.
The weather worked well, but the fact that we have like 12 or 15 other vessels all sailing with us at the same time in a pack would tell us that we left at the right time.
But you didn't know they were heading out.
Exactly.
So it's telling us that we picked the right time by them being here, but you did not rely on them. You timed it perfectly yourself. You were the one that read all the charts and had me back you up and look at them also, and
We're
you're
ready.
the one that picked it. So these are all our new friends rounding Hatteras at the same time we are.
So what makes a passage around Cape Hatteras so dangerous? Between Virginia Beach and Beaufort, North Carolina, is a long chain of barrier islands known as the Outer Banks. There are several inlets along the Outer Banks, but these are subject to shifting sands with shoaling that extends for several miles and are thus generally avoided. Cape Hatteras is also the point where the warm waters of the northbound Gulf Stream run closest to the North Carolina coast before turning eastward across the Atlantic Ocean. In addition to the Gulf Stream, a southern extension of the Labrador Current brings a cold current all the way to Cape Hatteras. The clash between the Gulf Stream's warm waters and the cold waters of the Labrador Current cause rough winds, fog, and unstable weather conditions. And after a full day sailing, we enjoy another beautiful sunset.
One of the good things about the shift work, since we're not sharing the bed together, guess who I get to share the bed with when I'm taking a nap? And I'm taking a nap down for my shift. Feed Nuala, Mocha, and Anubis. My beautiful. Night shift number 4.
Well, hello. I'm on hour 42, and I'm starting to get a little tired. We're going to be coming in another 8 hours. Yesterday I was watching some videos to keep awake, and today I decided to listen to some music. One song that came up that I'm like, if I had to pick a song that would be perfect for long-term driving or anything where you have to be up for long hours, it is American Pie by Don McLean. I had heard that song in like 10 years, but yet I knew every single one of the lyrics of that 8-minute 37-second song, which is crazy. But anyway, I would definitely put that on my list. So if you have a song that you would put on your list of must-haves for driving music to stay awake, put it in the comments below. So what do we have going on today? We're motor sailing, of course, but it's actually been pretty fair wind today. The wind is actually coming from the southeast at 7.8, as you can see here. And we're doing 6.5 knots. That is with our sails up and our engine. So we're motor sailing. It is hugely deep. It is 112 feet right now because we're in the North Atlantic Ocean. See that we are still following those ships that we've been following for days now.
My final night shift.
I'm going to show you what I could see today, which is even less than I could see yesterday. Yesterday I could see some parts of the city when we were going by Virginia Beach, and then when we were going by Hatteras I could see part of the city as well, but now I don't see much of anything. I believe that is a light up there. This might be a lighthouse light.
The sun is just starting to rise as we make our way through the Lookout Bight Channel near Beaufort, North Carolina. We maneuver past other boats anchored in Cape Lookout Bight before finally choosing a place to drop our anchor. We're tired after sailing for 50 hours, and after getting LabMariner settled, we plan to get some much-deserved sleep. We both breathed a sigh of relief as we reflect on how easy our sail around Cape Hatteras was, and we consider how much we've learned over the last 50 hours.
What do you think, Nuala? You want to go to shore?